Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. And I'm using the Anna K Tarot, which is a deck that I used to use a lot, and I just haven't used it in a really long time. And I was looking at my tarot collection, and I thought, oh, this is a great deck, and I should bust out these cards for this week's reading. So my intention with this reading is to kind of get some new ideas, to sort of get like an overview or a snapshot of some of the themes and opportunities that will be coming up for us this week. Okay, so I have to warn you before I get started, my cats are really active right now. I just did another video. It was an unboxing video. My cats were just all up in my business the whole time. All right, so let's have a look at the first card. The first card is for Monday and Tuesday of the upcoming week. And we have Temperance. Okay. So Temperance is all about balance and taking the middle path. So not doing anything in excess. And in the Rider-Waite version of the tarot, it shows an angel who has 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on dry land. In this version, it shows a woman who has been to the water. She's got her cups are balanced, they're full of water, and it looks like she's got her back turned and she's about to walk up that staircase and retreat. And the water symbolizes kind of the intuitive and emotional place. Sort of the intuitive, emotional realms of feeling and flow and things that aren't really fixed or stable. And the dry land, or in this case, the steppe, it represents the opposite of that. So it represents the earth, stability. So we could think of like rational thinking, the physical realms. And what I love about Temperance is that it really illustrates the importance of balancing these two things out. You don't want to be completely in this sort of rational, physical space all the time without any intuition or feeling, and yet you don't want to be completely submerged in feeling all the time either, because if you're only in those emotional realms, that can be really overwhelming and ungrounding. So you need that balance of both of those things. So what does this mean? What does it mean for you in your life this week? Temperance has a really strong message. This is a major arcana card, so her message is pretty powerful, and it's about creating balance in your life wherever you can, and being aware if you have any extreme habits, if you're doing anything too intensely, if you need to back off a little bit and bring some balance. So how this applies to me lately, I noticed I've been doing a lot of online shopping for Christmas and stuff like that. And I thought, you know what, I'm sort of doing a lot of frivolous spending that I really can't afford to do. So I need to reel that in. And I've also been spending more time than I would like just kind of watching TV and Netflix and stuff like that. And I've got all these art projects I want to start. So I want to kind of balance that out a little bit. So let's have a look at the middle of the week. So this is for kind of Wednesday, Thursday-ish. And here we have the World. And this is a particularly beautiful World card. Okay, so the World. The World is the last card in the major arcana in the tarot. And it symbolizes in some ways a completion of coming full circle. And yet it's also a card of opportunity. And I see this as being about connection on multiple levels. So it makes me think of that saying, as above, or what is it? As above, so as below, or as below, as above, or whatever it is. It makes me think of that saying. And just looking at the image, there's this kind of a phantom moon in the earth under the tree, and then there's a moon up here. And I think it's about sort of the connection between perhaps our subconscious, what's going on there and our conscious experience. You know, the connection between dreams and reality. It could be, also, I think it's about the connection that we have with others. And the world makes me think of global connections and how I'm having trouble, for some reason I'm having trouble putting my ideas into words today. I'm not sure why that is. Sometimes it happens, I guess, right? Thanks for hanging in there. So I feel like, on one level, I feel like this card is encouraging you to reach out and connect with others, no matter where they may be in the world. And of course, that's easier than ever before in this day and age, so that's good. But I feel like there's more to this card, and I feel like it's about expanding your horizons and not just doing things small, not just doing things at a local level, but knowing that your actions at a local level have global impact. And sometimes just little actions that we don't even think would have an impact can have a bigger impact than what we're aware of. So I feel like this is about really respecting your place in the world and the amount of impact that you can have. And I feel like in some ways it's about accepting responsibility. And I don't know why I'm reading it in a really serious light. Maybe that's because of temperance, because temperance I see as kind of a serious, not really a serious card, but like temperance isn't really like, she's not a hoot, you know, she's not a footloose and fancy free party gal character. She's kind of the opposite of that. So let's look at the last card. This is the card for the weekend, and I'm just kind of watching out the window. There's a minibus that's stuck on the road out by where I live. And I don't know why I'm telling you this. I'm just noticing my attention is being diverted to this minibus thing. Anyways, third card is the Eight of Swords. And this is a minor arcana card. We got two majors, and this is the minor. And the Eight of Swords is about acknowledging that sometimes the way we see ourselves and the way we see our life situation is not really how things are. It's a viewpoint, it's a perspective, and it's always going to be biased. So the woman in this card, she looks like some kind of beautiful princess or queen or regal lady. She's beautiful, she's wearing a beautiful gown, and she's free, and she's looking at herself and seeing herself as being kind of imprisoned by all these swords. She's wrapped up, she's tied up, she looks bedraggled, and it's raining, and yet the weather around her is beautiful. And it's like, that's how she sees herself. And I think we can all kind of relate to that sometimes. And we, like, I just remember last weekend I was visiting my parents, and I was going through some old photo albums, and I was seeing all these photos of myself when I was younger. And I was like, oh, wow, I look really good in these photos. I was really skinny. And I remember at the time looking at those same photos when I was that age and thinking, oh, I look so bad in this photo. I'm such a mess. Like, and now I have some perspective. I'm like, oh, wow, I look really good in these photos. And it's kind of like, if you're in a situation, in the moment, it's easy to look at that situation and be like, oh my God, this is unsolvable, or this is really bad, or this is horrible. And just think, 20 years from now, 10 years from now, 1 year from now, you're going to look at that situation and be like, oh wow, that was really not that big of a deal, or, that sure blew over, that passed over quickly, I sure handled that, or whatever. And that's really what the Eight of Swords here is about. So the wisdom that the Eight of Swords brings is that how you see yourself isn't necessarily how you are or how others see you. And sometimes we have the tendency to look at our situation with a real, through the lens of pessimism, through this dreary lens. And I actually feel a sense of relief when I look at this card. Like things aren't really as bad as you think. Yeah, there is a sense of relief with this card. Okay, I've been rambling way too long. I'm just going to look at all three cards and see if there's any similarities. I am kind of struck by the theme of balance. So we see the theme of balance in the first card. I feel like the theme of balance is also in this World card. And the two figures, Temperance and the woman in the Eight of Swords, are kind of facing the same way. They have the same angle, which is interesting. I don't know what that means, but I think it's interesting. It's interesting we can't see their faces. Their faces are kind of turned away, and even the reflection of the woman is, part of her face is covered with a bandage or a cloth. I'm just trying to think if there's any overall message about this week. I feel like the most important thing this week is about balance and trying to achieve a certain, not trying to achieve perfect balance, because that's pretty hard to do, if not impossible, but I think it's about bringing more balance into your life if you feel like you're lacking in that area, and kind of entertaining the possibility or the idea that how you see your life and your situation, how you see yourself, is a pessimistic version. And that things are actually more doable than you think. Yeah. And if you have anything you want to add, or if you maybe have a different take on these cards, I always invite you to share in the comment section below. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to learn more about tarot cards and tarot card reading, you can check out my YouTube channel. I've got lots of videos for you to watch, and you can check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com. I'll put the link to my website in the description box below this video. I've got lots of really fun and free tarot learning resources on that site. So be sure to check it out, and I hope you have a wonderful week.